Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, brought to you by the Novak Team, powered by EXP Realty. Visit them online at meetthenovaks.com. Let's talk about Officer Lexi Harris. She just finished her shift with the Seattle Police Department. She was driving home this past Sunday morning. She was no doubt tired. She just pulled in a really long shift with an understaffed and underfunded police department in a city that has allowed lawlessness to grip its streets. Lexi Harris probably wanted to go home, maybe watch some TV, go to bed so she could be ready for that next shift, protecting the city. But on that drive, she saw a three-car accident on I-5. It was just south of downtown Seattle. And even though she didn't have to, she's the kind of officer who was called to help. That's who she is. Well, that's who she was. She pulled over to offer whatever assistance she could, but in this process, she was struck by a driver. It was dark, it was wet. The driver probably didn't even see her. Lexi Harris died from her injuries at the scene.
It speaks to where we are as a society, where we have such callousness when it comes to loss of life.
Officer Harris was in the force for over 5 years. She decided to become a cop because she saw the way Seattle police were able to do their job, certainly before the council got their hands on things. She appreciated the community aspect of policing. Getting to know people that she was serving, that connection, according to her friends, was really important to her. And to see her die in this way while off duty is so especially tragic.
It's devastating. It's a very difficult blow for all of us. Piggybacking to what Captain Lee said, just to lose anybody in this manner would be devastating, but when it's somebody committed to public safety, trying to do the right thing, when they could have just kept going.
Now, one of the drivers from the collision she was trying to help ended up stealing her personal car, driving off. They found it abandoned on Sunday morning, and now they're going after the suspect. It seems to me, unfortunately, that too few people care about this officer that was lost. And unfortunately, it's a story that's most likely going to be forgotten by the media after this week. Are you going to remember Lexi Harris's name and what she did? We live in a city that has, for the last year, seen unprecedented assaults against police, figuratively and literally. Using the George Floyd death in Minneapolis, politicians and activists, they decided it was their tragedy to try and rebuild the police, or for some, abolish it altogether, while weirdly also saying Derek Chauvin, he's going to spend life behind bars. They can't wait. I hope you'll think about Lexi Harris and every other officer that was lost doing their jobs, even when they didn't have to. The next time you hear some monster on the left scream, ACAB, or chant, the only good cop is a dead cop, remember Lexi Harris. That's who they're talking about. I hope you'll think about Lexi Harris and the other fallen heroes when you see tweet after unforgivable tweet mocking her death. I hope this makes you angry. It should. If you have a soul, you should be pissed off. The way all officers are treated in this city isn't just despicable, it's preventable. You see, those ghouls who attack police officers, they've got a lot of power in this city right now, thanks to a fringe Seattle City Council. A council that listens to the crowd that mocks the death of Lexi Harris. Not to you, not to me. Why should they listen to the average Seattle voter? Why should they listen to us? We don't pose a threat. The average voter keeps putting these ideologues in power. Those activists, they're the ones that threaten the very power that these council members crave. You get no statement, you get no press release from council members on the death of Lexi Harris. Socialist council member Tammy Morales, she puts out a press release after a public health director retires from the county. But all she can muster up in this case is a hurried statement at a council meeting that no one actually watched. Shama Salwant, we know how this goes. The socialist council member decided to attack police training instead of actually addressing Lexi Harris's death. No word whatsoever from her.
My council office will shortly be introducing legislation to ban the Seattle Police Department from engaging in training with Israeli military and police. Amnesty International has documented the common practice of Israeli forces training U.S. police, including police and departments like Seattle and Baltimore, that have been found by the U.S. Justice Department to have a pattern of violating the civil and constitutional rights of community members.
The only thing Salwan hates more than cops is a Jew, so maybe this was kismet for her. Look, I can't be surprised, I won't be surprised that the council doesn't really care about what happened. They don't care about cops. We've seen this over and over and over again, the same script. They give 4 statements once in a while because they have to. But what else can we expect from them? Last year at a rally where cops faced an angry mob, Councilmember Teresa Mosqueda defended a man who threatened to murder police officers right in front of her. You can't forget this clip.
Trying to breathe, exactly, as we're out here fighting for the ability
SPD!
for people to breathe.
I need you to do me a favor.
That is
Take your guns, put them under your chins, and pull the trigger.
This isn't a response that
So what
protesters
I
should
need
be
you to
getting.
kill yourselves. That's your only redemption.
What I'm asking you to do is tell me when you were sitting over in the...
Go ahead. Save us the trouble
Where?
of tearing you apart.
What happened?
And kill yourselves.
As we've talked to the police and others, we've said that the anger that you hear is justified.
I need you to kill yourselves.
What we're asking for people to do is to think about what it's like to have lost a loved one. That's what anger you're hearing right now.
The council doesn't cater to you, or me, or most people in the Seattle area. They cater to the fringe. So when you get upset, when you get hurt that the city doesn't take the death of an officer seriously, or the constant assaults against them seriously, you know who to turn to and blame. Yourself. Stop voting these people in, and let's take back this city.